That's a great segue into where I wanted to go next. And Jack, for you, you've been the MC of the Blue Leadership Ball each year in the past.
That's not fair.
And
well, can I tell you the story? Okay, here's the story. We've started this event, and to give you some institutional history here, 2001, it's Yale's 300th anniversary. And the athletic department said, we need to be doing something that's spectacular and important to applaud the 300th year of Yale. And so this decision was made to put together this George H.W. Bush Lifetime of Leadership Awards and to reflect on academic excellence and also excellence afterwards. So I've been honored that I was the host. I've been the host every year. It's an every other year type of thing. So I get a phone call from Don Scharf a couple of months ago, and he starts off by saying, you know what, we're not going to need you this year. And I'm thinking, I thought I was doing pretty good at hosting this event. And it took a few minutes before he said to me, well, the reason why is because you're going to be one of the honorees this year. And all this time I'm thinking, boy, I thought I was doing fine hosting the event. But I can tell you that having been the host of this for this many years, I have, you know what, we know this is a spectacular place. You all know this when you're here. It'll come to resonate with you even more the farther away you get from it. But when you start to put yourself in a position where, and for me, I would be writing the introductions for all of these honorees, and I'd be astonished at the level of success. You look at what Carol has done as one of the pioneer women here as an athlete and then in the business world, and Ken is out saving lives. I sort of joke when we talk about, you know, your credentials. Well, I talk for a living. You know, these people are doing some significant work. But when I would put together these introductions of these fascinating people, it makes you realize what an astonishing place this is. And I'm sure at some level you all know it now. You'll know it in depth and much more intimately the farther away you get from your graduation.
Can we ad-lib at this point?
Absolutely.
All right, so show of hands, how many freshmen, sophomore? Juniors? Seniors? How many still walk around a little bit like, am I supposed to be here? Just a little bit. Anybody? All right. From when you walk out this door, you're not allowed anymore.
I'm still.
When you walk out this door, I want you to try very hard not to do that anymore and to say to yourself, I'm here for a reason. I belong here, and I'm going to soak up every bit that I can here. I was walking around with my family this morning, and I graduated in '81, and I've got two daughters, 20 and 22. And they're like, Mom, this place is just extraordinary. And I'm like, it is. But I spent 4 years walking around somewhat intimidated. The only place I wasn't intimidated was I was on the field hockey field and the softball field. Then I was at home. When I was walking around these halls, I was like, oh my gosh. And if I could do it over again, I would be taking it all in at a much different level. So my encouragement to you is you're here for a reason. It's a wonderful opportunity. You are very special to be here for the first place. Take it all in. You belong here. Soak it up. Do everything you can to get every bit out of it because it is a special time and you get to do it one time and then you move on to the next chapter of your life. So
I got to add to this. This is a great insight. You know, I'm also a psychiatrist, so I appreciate it.
So be careful what questions you ask because it'll be a
I
self-diagnosis.
was absolutely convinced when I came to Yale in September 1965 that I was the last person accepted at Yale. Absolutely convinced. And the reason was I was rejected before I was accepted. So I was sitting there in 1965 with rejections or wait lists from 3 colleges that was we were only allowed to apply to 3 places. So my guidance counselor doesn't know what to do. You know, I'm an okay kid, but the kids got no place to go. We got 560 kids in the high school class, and they got no place to go. So she's thinking about it, and she says, I'm going to call the admissions office at Yale and see why they rejected me. So she calls the admissions office. The admissions office says, gee, you know, maybe we'll accept him. Just like that. So I'm sitting in my physics class, and I get this little pass. And the pass says, come to the guidance office, you've just been accepted at Yale. Now, we're talking the middle of May. The middle of May, I'm thinking, this is a hallucination. Perhaps this is a dream. This can't possibly be real. So I float on down to the admissions office. The admissions office says, yeah, you're really going to go to Yale. Well, then the nightmare starts because I think I must have been the dumbest person accepted. There is no way, because I don't know from what Yale is. I mean, I was the second kid in my high school to go there. I don't know what this is going to be, but my expectation was that there are valedictorians from, I don't know, every school in the country, and maybe if you're not, you were second in the class. So here I am, not first or second. This is going to be unbelievable. I don't think I ever got over feeling inferior at this place, because unlike you, I was a very mediocre runner. They beat me in track too. The coach was happy I would show up, but I wasn't setting anything spark fire here. So, you know, it's like, I think the first time I wasn't intimidated here was graduation day. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you what happened. I went to my room at Morse College, and there was a little note, a little envelope under my door. I opened up the envelope, and it said, "Congratulations, you're Phi Beta Kappa." I said, "Me? Holy shit, me?" I just couldn't believe it. And from that point on, I think for about the next 24 hours through graduation, I felt like I belonged here.
And then you left.
But when I came back with both my kids, and it's as we were talking about, it's a completely different perspective from when your children go here. My children also participate in Yale athletics, and I think unlike me, they actually thought they belonged, which maybe wasn't the best thing for them.